welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell from the title of today's video, I'm going to just chat a little bit about why I started a second YouTube channel. So you might have noticed that a couple of weeks ago I did actually set up and I posted my first video on the new channel. I believe 2 weeks ago at this point. Honestly, I've lost track of time a little bit with the beginning of the school year. So before more time went by, I wanted to just kind of chat about that over on Sunshine Stationery, since I've been Sunshine Stationery on the internet for so long, and this is kind of a bit of a change for me, and this is going to mean a bit of a change in terms of the content that I put on Sunshine Stationery. So why the second channel? I've actually been resisting the idea of doing a second channel for a while at this point. Basically, since I started getting really into sewing, it's been something that has come up a couple of times in the comments where people have suggested doing a second channel and, you know, keeping all the sewing content over there. And I was really resistant because, one, I at that time couldn't really see a way to not have it be more work for me, and two, I really do like the idea of keeping sewing as my hobby and not making it something that I just make content about. However, the big caveat here is it is a huge passion of mine, and I actually do want to make content about sewing. Just I think I need to really choose the type of content I make. I'm sorry, there's a strike going on outside my house and I keep getting distracted by people yelling into megaphones. So hopefully it's not super, hopefully you can't hear it too much on here, but if I seem a little distracted, it's because they're yelling like down the street from me. Anyway, so, you know, the more I've gotten into sewing, because I do create content about so many of my other hobbies, it was kind of natural that I would want to make some content about sewing. And I will say that ever since the beginning, even though I did start this channel sort of as a way of sharing my bullet journaling process, it has never actually been a strictly bullet journal channel. My About Me has said since the beginning that it is for any of my hobbies that I happen to come across. It's just that for a long time, all of my hobbies were paper hobbies. So, you know, junk journaling and traveler's notebooks and notebook making and washi tape and stickers and like all of that kind of stuff, it all fit into Sunshine Stationery because it was all somehow paper related. And so the one sort of outlier is once I got into sewing, that was the content that, you know, as long as I was talking about sort of my sewing books or like kind of the paper side, planning side of sewing projects, I could kind of get away with it. But the more I've gotten into sort of vintagey fashion and more sewing stuff, and it's just become a huge part of my life, it's been getting harder and harder for me to post content because most people on the internet know Sunshine Stationery as sort of bullet journal-y paper kind of stuff. And so even though I do have a dedicated group of people that will watch any video that I put up, the number of people who actually want to see sewing content on this particular channel is pretty low. And so one, unfortunately, that means that any of the sewing videos that I put up basically just tank, which makes me kind of sad. Not that I need all of my videos to be super popular, they're not in general, but like it is kind of sad because they are videos that I feel really strongly about. They're things that I really want to be able to talk about and share with you all. And on the other hand, there are the people who then don't have access, like they get the sewing content that they don't necessarily want. So a while ago, I posted a channel update where I talked a little bit about this, and I once again had several comments about, you know, why don't you just start a separate channel with sewing? And even still at that time, I just wasn't kind of ready to think about it. And so finally over the summer, I had some time off and I basically had stepped back from posting every week and was able to actually like take time to think about what I actually wanted to do on YouTube kind of going forward. And I finally figured out a way where I think it makes sense for me to have two channels and it's not going to create more work for me than I can actually handle, because that was honestly one of my biggest concerns was how am I going to keep up two channels when I already have a full-time job and I'm already struggling to kind of do like that posting every week thing on Sunshine Stationery. So here's what's going to happen kind of going forward. I am going to keep with every other posting schedule, just in terms of the amount of new content that I have in me for bullet journal stuff. I just don't have as much anymore. You know, I've been bullet journaling since 2016 now. You know, I just completed my 6th October in one of my bullet journals. Like, that's a lot of years that I've spent figuring out what I need in my bullet journal and what I want to do with it and all of that. And I don't really change things that frequently. So I think that an every other posting schedule is going to be really good, because when I have stuff like Plan With Me's monthly setups, I have at least one video, maybe 2 videos a month for those. And then that leaves me only 1 video per month that I need to figure out some other kind of content. And there are other things that I want to be able to talk about, but I don't have 4 weeks a month worth of content in me for bullet journal stuff. And it was really starting to wear me down, just trying to come up with stuff, new stuff every single week. It was getting really difficult, and I could tell that I just wasn't as excited about the videos that I was putting out. And so why not just change things? So that's going to be the first thing. The second thing is that I do want to keep doing my mega goal week in November. I find it very helpful for myself, just for my own planning. And I think it's a nice thing for other people who want to get a jump start on planning for the new year, to have like a solid week of content to kind of dedicate, whether you watch it on the week I posted it or not, but you have the solid week of content to post it. So for that, I am going to do that again this year. I have already planned out the videos. If you have ideas for videos for next year, for example, because I already have kind of planned out the videos for this year, so I might be able to make some small tweaks, but overall it's going to be sort of the program that I've planned out. But if you have ideas for future things that you'd like to see more of, let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to do some more like year-long goal planning or recap, or like any kind of those things that I may not get to during the goal week. I will be posting a goal week schedule probably at the beginning of November, give or take, so that you can see what's going to be coming up for that week of content. So that is going to stay the same. This is actually going to be my 3rd year doing the mega goal week, so I think it's a nice tradition to have for the channel. I enjoy doing it. I think you all like it, so I want to keep up with it. And then that means that anything that is now not paper related is going to go on my new channel. So I will leave the link down below. If you have any desire to see sewing and styling videos, head on over there. The channel's name is That's So Scott, and that's going to be the home for all the sewing stuff. I am going to leave a couple of my sewing videos on this channel, specifically the ones that have to do with, there's a bite-sized budget video about starting up a sewing hobby. There's also 1 or 2 videos about my sewing projects. So there are a couple of videos that I am going to leave on this channel just because it's less work for me to leave them there, and there is a kind of a tie-in with paper stuff, so they kind of have their place here. However, I am going to take the Vaguely Vintage videos off of Sunshine and Stationery, and I'm going to redo the intros and put them up on That's So Scott. So unfortunately, I am gonna lose all of the original comments on those. Maybe I need to just like take screenshots of this before I take them down, but those are videos that I'm really, really like proud of, and I spent a lot of time doing them, and I just feel like they're going to be more at home on That's So Scott, so I want to make that move. But otherwise, nothing else is going to kind of change. And so from now on, any of my sewing content is going to go up on That's So Scott, and anything that is paper related is going to stay up on Sunshine and Stationery. So as of right now, I am going to keep my every other week on Sunday posting schedule for Sunshine and Stationery. That's So Scott, I'm actually not going to set myself a posting schedule for right now, because I just don't have the time. And that's actually the way that I'm going to try and keep this manageable for me, is that whenever I have content, whenever I have time to post, film, edit, and post, then I will do that. But as of right now, I'm not going to have a set posting day, because I think that's going to leave me a little bit more freedom in my schedule to kind of make choices about how I want to spend my time during the week and during the month. So for all those of you who asked for a dedicated sewing channel, it has finally happened. The link to it is down below. I would love it if you would check it out. If you have no desire to see sewing stuff, the sewing stuff will stop on this channel, and it will continue business as usual with just paper and planning. I will keep things like notebook making. If I ever do a font making video, for example, that will stay on here. So any of my sort of papery related stuff is just going to live on this channel. And yeah, I'm hoping that that is going to sort of, I hope that one, it will be good just in general to kind of keep those 2 topics separate, because it was getting harder and harder for me to sort of justify filming sewing stuff, knowing that it just really didn't fit in on this channel, even though I like started this channel to be all of my hobbies things. There is a certain kind of, I think, expectation with content, and it was getting really sad for me to post things I was super excited about and have them tank, because that's just not the viewership of this channel. So I think it's going to be good to split them out. I think it's also going to help sort of re-motivate me, because I have so many ideas for stuff I want to do for That's So Scott, and I do have certain things that I love still filming for Sunshine Stationery, and now I've kind of taken the pressure off of coming up with content every single week on this channel. I think it's going to make a huge difference in just like how excited I am to keep filming, because that was the other thing is I don't want to quit YouTube. Like that was never really the issue. It was just that I could tell I was reaching burnout because something wasn't working anymore, and I just, especially during the school year, I didn't have the time to really step back and reflect on what I wanted to change. And it wasn't until I went to an every other posting week and I was on my summer holidays and actually had some time to sit and think about it and like talk it through with some people and like figure out what I wanted to do, that was like, oh, okay, this is what's going to make sense going forward. So I feel really good about that. I feel really excited about that. And yeah, so that is all I wanted to talk about for this video. I just wanted, because I've been on here so long, I just didn't want to sort of let the second channel pass by without saying anything. And also I tend to keep y'all updated on stuff that's going on and whatever. And this was kind of a big change in terms of just how I'm approaching YouTube. So I wanted to chat about it. So that is all I have for today. I will see you in my next video, and I hope you have a great week. Bye. Hey guys, so if you've made it all the way to the end of this video and are actually watching my end screen and you're not subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you would. There's a little button right there for you to do it. And if you're interested in watching some more of my videos, I have links to 2 of my older videos off to the left there, so you can check those out if you would like to, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.